Hello everyone, welcome to Cedar Jack Farms. My name is CJ and today I want to show you how I make our homemade loaf bread. So I use the recipe from Joshua Weissman's cookbook. I love pretty much all of his bread recipes. This is the one that I use for our loaf bread. It is grocery store white bread. Now I've tried many loaf bread recipes and this one is by far my favorite one. The other ones just didn't have the right texture for me or was lacking any flavor at all. So what we're gonna start out with is 3/4 cup of water and then a 1/2 cup of whole milk, and it's gonna be heated up to 100 degrees. So I already did that. And then 9 grams or a packet of instant yeast, and I don't use the packets, I just have my own that I keep in the fridge. That's how you make it last longer. And I'm just gonna weigh out 9 grams on my scale. I have a little kitchen scale that I use. Too much. Okay. I'm just gonna pour that in. And then I'm going to I'm gonna whisk it up a little bit just to get it all incorporated. Make sure there's no clumps in there. Okay, and then this is going to sit off to the side for about 10 minutes so it can activate that yeast. So here's what we got going. Just gonna put it right back here. All right, and then in our stand mixer bowl, we're gonna do the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so in this bowl, we wanna start out with 3 cups of bread flour. I know what you're thinking. Here we go again. CJ not having a big enough hole for 1 cup scoop. 1. 2. 1 more than 3. Alright, next you want to use fine sea salt. I do not have fine sea salt. I just ran out, so all I have is this sea salt. In fact, you're going to want to do like a teaspoon and a half. I just completely eyeball that. Next is a tablespoon of sugar. Alright. So there's my dry ingredients. I'm just gonna hook it up to the KitchenAid, let it mix it all together. I don't know if you see this, but that happens every time. So I have my KitchenAid mixer. I'm just going to lock it first and then just slowly mix everything together. Okay, everything looks like it's mixed. So I just checked on the yeast and it's about ready. So here's our bubbly yeast mixture. See how it's kind of foamy in there? That's what you want. So we're going to let this go on low and just slowly dump this in. I'm gonna use my spatula thing to kind of push down all of the flour that's on the sides, just so it can all mix together. Okay, so starting to incorporate. Now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of butter, unsalted butter, a tablespoon at a time. And right now it's just kind of shaggy dough. So here's my butter. It's been sunbathing, so it will soften a bit. Like I said, 1 at a time, low and slow. Okay, so here's what my dough looks like. It looks soft, kind of like Play-Doh-y. I'm gonna take it off this hook. I'm going to remove this hook. Then I'm gonna cover this with plastic wrap. Alright, I'm gonna let the dough rest for about 10 minutes in this bowl with the plastic wrap on top. Okay, so our dough has been sitting for 10 minutes in the KitchenAid bowl back here. We're gonna go and take it out, put it on a lightly floured surface. And then we're just gonna shape it into a ball. Okay, once you get your little ball, you're going to take a lightly greased bowl, plop it in there, and then cover that bowl with plastic wrap. And you don't have to use plastic wrap, you can use a damp towel, a regular towel, anything that you want. So now that we have the plastic wrap on, I'm going to go and set it in a warm, sunny spot on my table and let it sit for about an hour or 2 hours until it doubles. And then I'm going to clean up this mess. Alright, so my dough has been sitting for about an hour and a half. Here's what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and take the plastic wrap off. And here comes the fun part. Here's your dough. All you have to do right now is just punch it down. Alright, I'm going to get some more flour. Flour the surface again. Rolling pin. Take this out. Now since we're making loaf bread, we're going to want to put it in like a rectangle about 9 inches. Just something that will fit in your loaf pan. Here's my loaf pan, and all I've done is just take the stick of butter and just butter it up. So let's get this rolled out. Now this does not have to be perfect. Normally mine is not even close to a rectangle. It's like a big blob. Okay, so I just take my loaf pan and I just kind of see how long it is. And then you start from the shorter side. And you just start rolling. You want to try to be tight about it. I just kind of tuck the ends in so they don't have that rolled look to them right there. There's my log. Put them in there. And you want the seam side down, otherwise it's going to try to break apart. So here's my seam. Just going to plop them in there. Try to get them right in the middle. And then we're going to go ahead and let this sit for about 45 minutes, let it rise in the pan. And I'm just going to cover it with a damp towel or just my plastic wrap again. Alright, so here's my damp towel. It's a bigger one than I intended to use. So I'm going to let this sit for about 45 minutes. Let it rise in the pan, and when I have about 25 minutes left, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350, just because my oven does take quite a while to heat up. So the timer just went off. I'm going to go ahead and reveal the loaf, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Ta-da! This is what you want out of a bread loaf. So like I said, the oven is set to 350 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and put it in here for 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 40 minutes and I just checked on it. It looks like it's ready to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the oven. There it is. So my bread has been sitting for 5 minutes to cool down a little bit. I'm going to take this and invert it onto a wire rack without burning itself. And there she is. So I'll let this cool down for a while and then I'll slice it and probably just eat it. So that is it. That is our homemade bread. Again, this is Joshua Weissman's recipe. Go ahead and follow him on YouTube. He's absolutely hilarious. His cookbook is amazing. If you do, go ahead and try this. Please let me know what you think. If you have any other recipes that you think that we should try out here, let me know. This is a super simple recipe, I think. The only thing is that it's time consuming. You have to sit there and let the bread rise, but that's all bread recipes and it's worth it. So go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. We'll be pushing out more videos, and thank you guys for joining me today.